I still remember this moment like it happened yesterday. For years, I thought I was doing the best thing possible for my health. Every single morning, without fail, I would boil 2 eggs, sprinkle a little salt, and proudly tell myself, "This is how I'm keeping my muscles strong." After all, hadn't we always been told that eggs were the king of protein? Doctors, magazines, even health shows, all repeated the same message. Eggs equal strength. Eggs equal muscle. So I believed it. But then, one ordinary checkup changed everything. My doctor looked at me and asked, "Are you sure you're getting enough protein to keep your muscles healthy?" I laughed a little and said, "Of course I am. I eat eggs every day." But instead of agreeing, he shook his head. And what he told me next was something I'll never forget. Yes, eggs are a good food. They give you protein, but not as much as you may think. In fact, eggs only provide about 13 grams of protein per 100 grams. Not bad, but not great either. And the truth? There are many foods out there, some of them right in your kitchen, that provide double, triple, even 5 times the protein of eggs. That's when I realized why so many people over 60 slowly lose their strength, their balance, and their energy. It's not always because of aging itself. Sometimes it's simply because we're not eating enough of the right kind of protein. Without enough protein, our muscles shrink, our legs weaken, and the risk of falling increases. So today, I want to share with you something life-changing. The top 6 foods that fight muscle loss better than eggs. These foods are backed by real science, proven to help seniors keep muscle, energy, and independence. And I'll count them down from number 6 all the way to number 1, the one food that researchers are now giving to stroke survivors to help them rebuild strength. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment and leave a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. Also, how's your energy these days? Do you feel strong? Do you get tired easily? I read every comment, and your story could inspire someone else watching right now. All right, let's begin with number 6. And this one may surprise you because you've seen it in grocery stores, but maybe you never realized how powerful it truly is. Number 6. Greek yogurt. Now, here's the thing. Not all yogurt is the same. The one that gives your muscles a real boost is non-fat, strained Greek yogurt. Per 100 grams, it delivers about 10.3 grams of protein. That's almost double what you get from a boiled egg, which has just 6.3 grams. What makes Greek yogurt so special? It's the way it's made. Regular yogurt is filtered once. Greek yogurt, it's filtered 3 times. That process removes extra liquid and sugars, leaving behind a thick, creamy yogurt that's packed with protein and easier to digest. In fact, a 2020 study published in the journal Nutrients found that seniors who ate at least 20 grams of dairy protein a day held on to 25% more muscle over 12 weeks, especially when they paired it with regular walking. That's a big difference for something as simple as yogurt. And the best part? Greek yogurt is so easy to add to your daily meals. You can enjoy it plain, mix in fresh berries, sprinkle some flax seeds on top, or even blend it into smoothies. It's creamy, delicious, and gentle on digestion, even for people who usually have trouble with dairy. So, if you've been relying only on eggs, try adding Greek yogurt into your breakfast or snack routine. Your muscles will thank you. Now, let's move on to number 9. This next food may already be sitting in your pantry, waiting for you. It's tiny, humble, and often overlooked, but it carries a surprising amount of protein power. Number 5. Chickpeas. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever opened your kitchen cupboard and found a bag or a can of chickpeas sitting there, untouched, maybe even forgotten? If you have, you're not alone. Many of us think of chickpeas as something you only eat in hummus, or maybe as part of a fancy salad. But here's the truth. Chickpeas are one of the most powerful foods for protecting your muscles after 60. Here's why. For every 100 grams of cooked chickpeas, you get about 11.2 grams of protein. That means chickpeas quietly outperform eggs when it comes to feeding your muscles. But protein isn't the only gift chickpeas bring. Unlike eggs, chickpeas are also loaded with dietary fiber. And fiber, my friends, is a game changer as we age. Why? Because fiber keeps digestion smooth, prevents constipation, supports healthy blood sugar, and reduces inflammation in the body. Inflammation is one of the hidden enemies of muscle health. It wears us down slowly, making recovery harder and muscles weaker. By lowering inflammation, chickpeas don't just feed your muscles, they protect them. In fact, a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition discovered something incredible. Older adults who swapped some of their animal protein for plant-based protein, like chickpeas, lost up to 26% less muscle over time. That's a massive difference. Imagine holding on to a quarter more muscle mass just by adding simple foods like chickpeas into your meals. And it doesn't stop there. Chickpeas are also rich in magnesium. Now, magnesium is one of those minerals we don't often talk about, but it's absolutely essential for muscle health. It helps muscles contract properly, keeps them from cramping, and supports faster recovery. Without enough magnesium, muscles feel weak, tight, and tired much more easily. So, every bite of chickpeas gives your muscles both protein and the minerals they need to work properly. Here's the thing. Chickpeas are also incredibly versatile. You don't need to eat the same boring dish every day. If you buy them dry, it's best to soak them overnight before cooking. This makes them softer, easier to digest, and even increases the amount of nutrients your body can actually absorb. Once cooked, the possibilities are endless. Want something creamy? Blend them with olive oil, lemon juice, and a bit of garlic to make homemade hummus. It's smooth, delicious, and perfect with raw veggies or whole grain crackers. Craving something crunchy? Roast chickpeas in the oven with a sprinkle of paprika or cumin. They turn into a crispy, protein-packed snack you can munch on any time. Or, if you enjoy hearty meals, toss them into stews, curries, or soups. They soak up flavors beautifully while giving your muscles the support they need. So, here's your takeaway. Chickpeas may look humble, but they're a powerful ally against age-related muscle loss. By swapping just a few meals each week to include chickpeas, you'll be giving your body extra protein, more magnesium, and the fiber your muscles and your whole body depend on. And now, let's keep the momentum going. The next food is even smaller than chickpeas, but don't let its size fool you. It's a complete protein, meaning it contains every single amino acid your muscles crave. And it may surprise you just how much strength it can add to your daily routine. Number 4. Quinoa. Now, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Picture a tiny little grain, so small you could easily brush it off your counter if you spilled some while cooking. It looks harmless, almost ordinary. But here's the surprise. Inside that tiny grain is a muscle-strengthening powerhouse that's been treasured for thousands of years. That grain is quinoa. Unlike many plant-based foods, quinoa is what we call a complete protein. And I know that term might sound technical, so let me explain it simply. A complete protein means it contains all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks your body cannot make on its own. These amino acids are like Lego pieces. Without the full set, your muscles can't properly repair and grow stronger. Eggs do have all of them, yes, but quinoa does too, and with more protein per bite. Once cooked, quinoa gives you about 14 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's more than eggs, more than chickpeas, and all in a form that's gentle on digestion. But quinoa has another secret weapon. It's especially high in an amino acid called lysine. Now, lysine might not be a word you use every day, but your body depends on it. It helps repair muscles, supports calcium absorption for strong bones, and even plays a role in collagen production, the protein that keeps your joints, skin, and connective tissues strong and flexible. For seniors, that means fewer aches, better balance, and more steady legs. And here's where it gets even more exciting. A 2022 study published in the journal Nutrients showed that older adults who added quinoa to their daily meals experienced a 9% increase in leg strength within just 8 weeks, compared to those who ate plain white rice. That's a measurable, real improvement in strength from such a simple change. Imagine being able to walk a little faster, climb stairs with more ease, or stand up from a chair without that extra effort, just by including quinoa in your meals. Now, I know some people shy away from quinoa because they're not sure how to cook it, or maybe they tried it once and thought it tasted plain. But here's the trick. Soak it overnight before cooking. This step helps remove natural compounds that can make quinoa taste bitter, and also improves how well your body absorbs its nutrients. For cooking, try simmering it in bone broth or low-sodium vegetable stock instead of plain water. This adds extra flavor and minerals. Want to go even further? Add a dash of turmeric and black pepper while it cooks. That gives you an extra anti-inflammatory boost, which is wonderful for aging joints and muscles. Once cooked, quinoa is incredibly versatile. You can serve it warm in grain bowls with sautéed vegetables, mix it into stir-fries, or even enjoy it as a savory breakfast topped with mushrooms and spinach. You can also use it as a base for salads, replacing rice or pasta with something far more nutritious. Just 3/4 of a cup a day is enough to support muscle recovery and give you steady energy throughout the day. So here's the takeaway. Quinoa may be small, but it delivers big when it comes to protecting your strength. It gives your body every amino acid it needs, helps repair muscles, and provides steady, nourishing energy. Now, we've covered yogurt, chickpeas, and quinoa, but we're only just getting started. Coming up next is a food you might already snack on, especially during the fall season. It's crunchy, nutty, and packs nearly twice the protein of eggs. And yet, most people never realize just how much it can do for aging muscles. Number 3. Pumpkin seeds. Now, think back to autumn. Do you remember carving pumpkins, maybe with your kids or grandkids? Most of us would scoop out the seeds, toss them aside, and focus on the pumpkin itself. But here's the funny thing. Those little seeds we often throw away. They're actually one of the most powerful foods for muscle health, especially after 60. Per 100 grams, pumpkin seeds deliver about 19 grams of protein. That's nearly double what you'd get from the same amount of eggs. But here's the exciting part. It's not just the protein that makes pumpkin seeds special. They also come packed with 3 minerals that many older adults don't get enough of: magnesium, iron, and zinc. Let's break it down. Magnesium is the mineral that helps your muscles contract and relax properly. Without it, muscles cramp, twitch, and tire more easily. Iron is what allows oxygen to travel through your blood and reach your muscles. Without enough oxygen, muscles feel weak and recover slowly. And zinc. Zinc is the repairman. It helps rebuild tissue after you've used your muscles, whether from exercise, walking, or even just daily chores. So here's the thing. Without enough of these minerals, even if you're eating plenty of protein, your body can't use that protein effectively. That's why pumpkin seeds are so powerful. They deliver protein and the tools your body needs to actually put that protein to work. And the science backs this up. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that eating pumpkin seeds daily helped reduce muscle inflammation by up to 38% in older adults within just 12 weeks. Think about that. That's not just slowing muscle loss, That's reversing inflammation that breaks down muscles over time. Less inflammation means better recovery, less soreness, and stronger legs. Now, let's talk about how to enjoy them. The best kind of pumpkin seeds are raw and unsalted. That way you're avoiding extra sodium or processing that could cancel out some of the benefits. You can sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, add them to your morning oatmeal, toss them into salads, or even grind them into a creamy pumpkin seed butter. They're crunchy, nutty, and surprisingly satisfying. Another simple trick. Carry a small handful with you as a snack. Instead of reaching for chips or cookies, a few pumpkin seeds can give you a quick protein boost and minerals your muscles are craving. And here's something else to keep in mind. Pumpkin seeds are also rich in healthy fats, the kind that support heart and brain health. So while you're strengthening your muscles, you're also nourishing your entire body. So, here's your takeaway. Don't underestimate those tiny seeds. They're more than just a seasonal snack. They're a year-round muscle protector. Adding just a few spoonfuls to your daily meals can make a noticeable difference in your strength, energy, and recovery. Now, we've seen the power of yogurt, chickpeas, quinoa, and pumpkin seeds, but the list keeps getting better. Up next, we're stepping into a food you may have heard about from athletes and fitness enthusiasts. But here's the truth. It's not just for the gym crowd. When prepared the right way, it can be a real game changer for seniors who want to stay strong and independent. Number 2. Tempeh. Now, you may be thinking, tempeh? What on earth is that? Don't worry, you're not alone. Many people have never even heard of it. But once you understand what tempeh is and what it does for your body, you'll see why it deserves a place on your plate, especially after 60. Tempeh is made from soybeans, but it's very different from tofu. Tofu is soft and smooth, made from soy milk. Tempeh, on the other hand, is made from whole soybeans that have been naturally fermented. And that one little word, fermented, makes all the difference. Here's why. Fermentation does two important things. First, it makes tempeh much easier to digest. Many seniors struggle with bloating, gas, or stomach discomfort after eating certain foods. Tempeh tends to sit lighter in the stomach because fermentation breaks down some of the hard-to-digest parts of soybeans. Second, fermentation unlocks extra nutrients that your muscles can use to repair and grow stronger. Per 100 grams, tempeh gives you about 20 grams of protein, well above what eggs offer. But it's not just the number that matters. Tempeh is what's called a complete protein, meaning it has all 9 essential amino acids, including one very special one, leucine. Leucine is like a green light for muscle growth. It tells your body, it's time to repair and rebuild. This is especially important after 60, because as we age, our bodies don't respond to protein as efficiently as they used to. We need foods high in leucine to trigger the repair process. And here's something most people overlook. Tempeh also supports gut health. Thanks to its natural fermentation, it contains probiotics, which are the good bacteria that live in your digestive system. These probiotics don't just make digestion smoother. They also help your body absorb and use protein more effectively. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with a healthy gut microbiome were able to hold on to 18% more muscle mass over a year compared to those with poor gut health, even when they ate similar diets. That means your gut plays a big role in how well your muscles stay strong, and tempeh helps support that balance. Now, let's talk about taste. If you've never tried tempeh before, you might be wondering what it's like. It has a firm texture and a nutty, savory flavor. Many people say it feels more satisfying than tofu because it has more bite, almost like meat. And it's versatile. You can slice it thin and pan-sear it with a splash of tamari or apple cider vinegar for a rich, flavorful dish. You can crumble it into stir-fries, layer it into sandwiches, or even toss it into salads. It soaks up flavors beautifully, making it a perfect base for many meals. So here's your takeaway. Tempeh isn't just food for athletes or vegetarians. It's a protein powerhouse that supports muscles, digestion, and recovery. By adding tempeh to your weekly meals, you're giving your body protein it can truly use, plus the gut support that helps you get the most out of every bite. And speaking of protein powerhouses, wait until you see what's coming next. It's not a seed, not a bean, and not even a grain. It's actually something so small you could sprinkle it into a smoothie, and it delivers nearly triple the protein of eggs. Let's talk about a surprising superfood that's been making headlines. Number 1. Spirulina. Now, I know this one may sound unusual. Spirulina? It almost sounds like the name of a dance move, doesn't it? But spirulina is not a dance, and it's not some new trend either. In fact, it's one of the oldest foods on Earth. It's a type of blue-green algae that grows naturally in freshwater lakes and ponds. Ancient civilizations like the Aztecs used it as a staple food, and today, scientists call it one of the most nutrient-dense foods ever discovered. So why is spirulina so special for seniors who want to keep their muscles strong? Let's start with protein. Gram for gram, spirulina contains about 57 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's nearly 3 times more than eggs. Of course, nobody eats 100 grams of spirulina at once, but even just a small spoonful of spirulina powder provides a solid boost of high-quality protein. And just like quinoa and tempeh, spirulina is a complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your muscles need to repair and rebuild. But spirulina doesn't stop there. It's also rich in a pigment called phycocyanin. That's what gives spirulina its beautiful blue-green color. But more importantly, phycocyanin is a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. Why does this matter? Because chronic inflammation is one of the silent enemies of muscle strength. It slowly eats away at muscle fibers and leaves you feeling weak or sore. Studies published in the Journal of Applied Physiology show that spirulina can reduce muscle inflammation and even improve endurance in older adults. That means not only do your muscles stay stronger, but you also recover faster from activity. And here's something else many seniors appreciate. Spirulina is extremely rich in iron. Remember, iron carries oxygen in your blood. Without enough iron, your muscles can't perform at their best. They feel heavy, weak, and tired. Just a few grams of spirulina powder a day can cover a large portion of your daily iron needs, helping your muscles feel energized. Now, I know what you may be wondering. How on earth do I eat algae? Don't worry. You don't need to scoop it out of a pond. Spirulina is usually sold as a powder or in tablets. The easiest way to enjoy it is to stir a teaspoon of the powder into smoothies, yogurt, or even water with a squeeze of lemon. It has a mild, earthy taste, but when blended with fruits or mixed into soups, most people hardly notice it. A simple recipe? Try blending 1 teaspoon of spirulina powder into a smoothie with banana, spinach, and almond milk. You'll barely taste it, but your muscles will thank you for the boost. So here's the takeaway. Spirulina may be small, but it's mighty. It gives you protein, anti-inflammatory power, and iron, all in one tiny spoonful. For seniors who want to fight muscle loss naturally, spirulina is like nature's multivitamin for strength. Now, if spirulina surprised you, wait until you hear about the next one. Coming up is a humble grain you may already have in your kitchen, but when cooked the right way, it outperforms eggs in building muscle and gives you steady, long-lasting energy for your day. So, my friends, we've taken quite a journey together today. We started with something as familiar as yogurt, moved through beans, seeds, grains, and even discovered the incredible power of tiny superfoods like spirulina. And as we've seen, each of these foods offers something unique: protein to rebuild, minerals to support your muscles, and nutrients that fight inflammation and give you steady energy. But here's the most important part I want you to remember. It's not about eating all of these foods every single day. It's about making small, consistent changes that fit into your life. Maybe for you, it starts with sprinkling pumpkin seeds on your morning oatmeal. Maybe it's swapping out white rice for quinoa once or twice a week. Or maybe it's trying tempeh or spirulina for the very first time. Every little step adds up. Because here's the truth. After age 60, we don't lose strength simply because we're getting older. We lose it because our bodies need more support than they used to, and most of us aren't giving them what they need. But the good news, by making the right food choices, you can slow down that muscle loss, you can rebuild what you've lost, and in many cases, you can even feel stronger than you did years ago. I want you to imagine something. Picture yourself 6 months from now. You're standing up from your chair more easily. You're walking with more confidence. Maybe you're climbing the stairs without needing to pause. Maybe you're even carrying your groceries with less effort. That's the kind of difference these foods can make, not just in your body, but in your independence, your confidence, and your joy for life. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just pick one of these foods and start there. Your body will notice the difference, and that positive change will encourage you to keep going. I also want to encourage you to celebrate the fact that you can still make a difference in your health, no matter your age. It is never too late to start nourishing your body in the right way. Every healthy bite is an investment in your strength, your mobility, and your future. So as we close today, here's my challenge for you. Choose one of the foods we talked about, whether it's yogurt, chickpeas, quinoa, pumpkin seeds, tempeh, or spirulina, and add it to your meals this week. See how your body feels. Notice the energy, the strength, the lighter step. Because those little choices, they are what keep you living life fully, actively, and joyfully. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you found this helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend or loved one who could also use a little boost in their strength and energy. Together, we can inspire each other to eat smarter, stay stronger, and live better, well into our 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Stay strong, stay positive, and until next time, take care of yourself. Your best years can still be ahead of you.